Let's be honest. We all have big dreams and ambitions, but often it feels like there's something standing in our way. Maybe it's self-doubt, lack of focus, or the constant barrage of distractions. Whatever it is, we all have moments when we wonder if we're truly tapping into our full potential. The truth is, your mind holds incredible power that can help you break through limits and achieve things you never thought possible. But to access that power, you need to train your mind. Training your mind isn't about willpower alone. It's about reprogramming the way you think, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and learning to harness the full capacity of your brain. By developing habits that support mental clarity, emotional intelligence, and cognitive strength, you can unlock a version of yourself that's limitless in potential. In this episode, we're going to explore 10 transformative steps to train your mind, all grounded in Stoic wisdom and modern psychological principles. From mastering focus and memory to managing stress and embracing lifelong learning, these principles will help you develop the mental discipline needed to achieve your goals and live a life without limits. Are you ready to break through your boundaries and unlock the full potential of your mind? Let's dive in. 1. Unleash the power of your mind, neuroplasticity and consciousness expansion. Have you ever felt like your mind is capable of so much more, but you can't quite tap into that potential? Maybe you've experienced moments of clarity or inspiration where everything seems possible, but then it fades, and you're back to the same old habits and routines. What if I told you that the key to unlocking a limitless mind lies within you, and it's not about finding something new outside? It's about training and reprogramming the mind you already have. Your brain is not a fixed, static thing. It's adaptable, plastic, and capable of growth throughout your entire life. This concept is known as neuroplasticity, and it's one of the most powerful ideas in modern neuroscience. Simply put, your brain has the ability to rewire itself, to form new connections, and to create new pathways based on your thoughts, actions, and experiences. In other words, you can train your brain to break through its limits and unlock new levels of awareness, focus, and potential. This idea isn't new. The Stoics, thousands of years ago, understood that the mind is incredibly powerful. They believed that we have control over our thoughts, our perceptions, and our responses to life. In fact, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that our thoughts are the only thing we truly control. Everything else, external events, other people, circumstances, is out of our hands. But our mindset, our thoughts, those we can change. The process of rewiring your brain begins with conscious awareness. You must first recognize that your mind is not just a passive receiver of information, but an active participant in creating your reality. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, shapes the neural pathways in your brain. If you believe you're stuck or limited, your brain will reinforce those beliefs. But if you believe in your ability to grow, adapt, and expand your consciousness, your brain will start forming the connections needed to support that belief. To start this process, you need to be intentional about how you spend your mental energy. The brain is like a muscle. It grows stronger when you challenge it, when you push it beyond its comfort zone. You can train your brain through activities that promote neuroplasticity, such as meditation, mindfulness, learning new skills, or even just taking time to reflect and question your current beliefs. The more you engage in these activities, the more you create new neural pathways and strengthen your ability to think critically, solve problems, and make better decisions. The first step in unleashing the power of your mind is to expand your awareness. Practice mindfulness. Be present in the moment. Observe your thoughts without judgment and begin to recognize the patterns that hold you back. Every time you challenge your beliefs, you're engaging in the process of neuroplasticity. Every time you choose to replace a limiting belief with one that empowers you, you're strengthening the connections in your brain that support growth and possibility. So ask yourself, what are the limiting beliefs that are holding me back? What thoughts do I keep repeating that are keeping me small? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reprogramming your brain. Once you start seeing the possibilities, your brain will begin to adapt, to expand, and to help you reach new heights of awareness and achievement. The process of expanding your consciousness is ongoing. It's a daily practice, a commitment to growth. By consciously choosing to train your mind, you will unlock the limitless potential within you. The journey of self-improvement is not about finding shortcuts. It's about expanding your awareness and training your brain to become your greatest ally. 2. Eliminate limiting beliefs and embrace a growth mindset. How many times have you told yourself, "I can't do that," or "I'm not good enough"? These thoughts aren't just harmless whispers in your mind. They're barriers. They create walls that stop you from pursuing your dreams, trying new things, and realizing your full potential. But what if I told you that these beliefs aren't set in stone? What if you could break through the limits you've placed on yourself by simply changing the way you think? The first step to unlocking a limitless mind is to eliminate the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Limiting beliefs are those unconscious thoughts that tell you what you can't do or who you can't be. They are often rooted in fear, insecurity, or past experiences that have shaped the way you see the world. These beliefs keep you stuck in a loop of self-doubt, preventing you from stepping into new opportunities, growing, or challenging yourself. But here's the good news. You don't have to be stuck with them. Just as neuroplasticity allows your brain to form new connections, you can reshape your beliefs. The brain's ability to adapt and change means that you can replace limiting beliefs with ones that empower you. This is the foundation of the growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and perseverance. Think about the times in your life when you felt stuck or incapable. Maybe you thought you were terrible at public speaking, or that you'd never be able to learn a new language. These are classic examples of limiting beliefs. But when you begin to challenge these thoughts, when you replace "I can't" with "I'll try" or "I'll learn," you start to shift the way your brain works. The more you practice this, the more your mindset will evolve from a fixed mindset, where you believe your abilities are limited, to a growth mindset, where you understand that you are capable of endless development. The Stoics understood the importance of mindset. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that obstacles were opportunities for growth. His ability to reframe difficult situations and focus on what he could control is a key part of Stoic philosophy. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, he saw them as moments to practice virtue, to strengthen his character, and to learn. This is the essence of a growth mindset, viewing every difficulty as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. You might be thinking, but how do I start changing these limiting beliefs? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you have about yourself and your abilities. Do you automatically assume you'll fail at something before even trying? Do you avoid challenges because you fear you won't succeed? These are signs that limiting beliefs are at play. Once you're aware of them, you can start to challenge them. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that supports this belief? Often you'll find that the evidence is minimal or based on past experiences that no longer apply. Then ask, what if I believed the opposite? What if you believed you were capable and all it took was effort and persistence? This shift in perspective will help you unlock your potential. Next, replace the limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, I'm not good at this, try, I'm still learning, but I can get better with practice. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, not threats to your self-worth. The more you practice this mindset shift, the more natural it will become. Remember, the brain is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it gets stronger with exercise. The more you challenge your limiting beliefs, the more you'll expand your capabilities. As you do, you'll begin to see your potential unfold in ways you never thought possible. By eliminating your limiting beliefs and embracing a growth mindset, you're opening yourself up to a world of opportunities. You're training your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations. You're creating the foundation for limitless success. 3. Boost focus, memory, and cognitive performance. Have you ever sat down to work only to find your mind wandering after a few minutes? You know what you should be doing, but your thoughts drift elsewhere, maybe to your phone, a conversation from earlier, or even what you'll have for dinner. It happens to all of us, but here's the problem. When our focus isn't sharp, our productivity drops, and the quality of our work suffers. The good news is, focus is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained. Just as you work on building physical strength in your body, you can train your brain to improve focus, memory, and cognitive performance. The more you practice strengthening these areas, the easier it becomes to stay sharp, think clearly, and perform at your best. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. The constant stream of notifications, the pressure of multitasking, and the pull of instant gratification can take a serious toll on your ability to concentrate. But when you learn how to block out distractions, your brain becomes more efficient, your thoughts become clearer, and your work improves dramatically. This is where self-discipline comes into play. It's not just about putting in more hours or working harder. It's about working smarter by training your brain to stay focused and retain more information. The Stoics understood that mental clarity is essential to living a good life. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of controlling your thoughts and staying focused on what truly matters. He didn't waste mental energy on things he couldn't control. Instead, he concentrated on doing his best in the present moment, without being distracted by the noise of the world around him. This is the essence of mental discipline, the ability to concentrate your mind on the task at hand and tune out everything else. So, how do you train your mind to stay sharp? It starts with creating habits that boost focus and cognitive performance. One of the most effective ways to do this is through mindfulness and meditation. Studies show that regular meditation improves concentration and reduces mental fatigue. It teaches you to control your attention and helps you build the mental muscle to stay focused for longer periods. In addition to meditation, another powerful tool for boosting focus is sleep. Proper sleep is often overlooked, but it's one of the most important factors in cognitive performance. When we don't get enough rest, our ability to concentrate, remember information, and think critically all decline. The brain needs sleep to consolidate memories, process information, and restore itself. If you want to maximize your mental performance, prioritize sleep as part of your daily routine. But focus isn't just about quieting your mind. It's also about strengthening your memory and cognitive abilities. You can do this through regular mental exercises, Just like lifting weights builds muscle, mental exercises like puzzles, reading, or learning a new language can help you improve your cognitive flexibility and memory. These exercises force your brain to form new neural connections, making it easier to retain information and think critically. Remember, training your brain is a gradual process, but the results are worth it. The more you practice mental discipline, the stronger your focus, memory, and cognitive performance will become. Start small. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine, prioritize sleep, and challenge yourself with mental exercises. Over time, you'll notice a difference. You'll be able to focus for longer periods, process information more effectively, and approach challenges with a clear mind. Self-discipline isn't just about physical strength, it's about mental strength too. When you train your brain to perform at its best, you unlock a new level of potential. You become more focused, more productive, and more capable of achieving your goals. 4. Master emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where emotions took over and you acted impulsively, only to regret it later? Maybe you lashed out in anger, got defensive in a conversation, or let your fear dictate your decisions. We all have moments where our emotions get the best of us. But what if I told you that the key to true self-discipline lies not in controlling our emotions, but in understanding them and using that understanding to make better decisions? This is where emotional intelligence, EQ, comes into play. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. It's one of the most powerful tools for improving not only your personal life, but also your professional success and relationships. The Stoics understood this concept long before modern psychology coined the term. They recognized that our emotions are powerful, but they are not necessarily facts, they are signals. Learning to understand those signals allows us to navigate life with more clarity and purpose. Self-awareness is the first step in mastering emotional intelligence. Without self-awareness, we can't understand why we feel a certain way or how to manage those feelings. When you become more self-aware, you start to notice patterns in your emotions. You recognize when anger, fear, or sadness arises and learn what triggers those emotions. The key is not to suppress them, but to acknowledge them without allowing them to control your actions. This is where Stoic philosophy can be incredibly helpful. Marcus Aurelius, one of the Stoic philosophers, often wrote about the importance of self-reflection and understanding our inner world. He believed that the more we understand our own emotions, the more we can control how we respond to them. Instead of reacting automatically, we can pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action. The Stoics didn't deny their emotions, but they understood that they didn't need to be slaves to them. Let's take a moment to think about a recent situation where you felt strong emotions, whether it was frustration, fear, anger, or even joy. How did you react in that moment? Did you let those emotions guide your actions? Now, imagine if you had paused for just a few seconds to reflect on what you were feeling and why. What could you have done differently? This practice of emotional awareness is crucial because it helps you respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. So, how do you develop emotional intelligence? The first step is to practice mindfulness. Being mindful allows you to observe your emotions without judgment. When you feel an emotion rising, whether it's frustration with a colleague or anxiety about an upcoming challenge, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? By asking these questions, You begin to separate yourself from the emotion itself. You start to see it for what it is, a passing feeling that doesn't define you or dictate your actions. Another way to develop emotional intelligence is by practicing empathy. This means understanding the emotions of others and responding in a way that acknowledges their feelings. Empathy not only improves your relationships, but it also helps you manage difficult conversations and navigate conflict with greater ease. When you truly understand how others feel, you can respond in a way that builds trust and respect, rather than escalating tensions. Lastly, self-regulation is a key component of emotional intelligence. It's not enough to understand your emotions. You must learn to manage them. When you're feeling overwhelmed by stress, practice deep breathing or take a short walk to calm your mind. When you're frustrated, take a step back and ask yourself if this emotion is serving you or holding you back. By practicing emotional regulation, you can make choices based on reason, not impulse. Remember, mastering emotional intelligence and self-awareness is a journey. It's about consistently checking in with yourself and learning to respond with clarity, empathy, and calm. The more you practice this, the more control you'll have over your emotional landscape and the more empowered you'll feel in every situation. By developing emotional intelligence, you improve not only your relationships, but also your mental clarity, resilience, and overall well-being. It's one of the most important skills you can cultivate for a limitless mind. 5. Develop resilience and manage stress effectively. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the weight of life's challenges? Maybe you've faced a tough situation at work, a personal setback, or a moment when everything seemed to go wrong at once. In these moments, it's easy to feel like giving up, like the pressure is just too much to bear. But here's the truth. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, isn't something you're born with. It's something you can develop, and it all starts with how you respond to stress. Stress is a part of life. It's inevitable. But what's important is how we manage it. The way we handle stress determines whether it will break us or strengthen us. Resilience is the muscle that helps us endure stress without letting it dictate our lives. The Stoics, known for their ability to maintain calm in the face of adversity, had a unique approach to stress and hardship. They didn't try to avoid challenges or stress. They embraced them. In fact, they saw adversity as an opportunity for growth. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, famously wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." In other words, every challenge you face is an opportunity to develop mental and emotional strength. Just as lifting weights helps you build physical muscle, facing challenges with courage and composure helps you build mental resilience. The Stoics didn't view hardship as something to avoid. They saw it as a tool to shape character and improve their ability to handle life's unpredictability. So how do you build resilience? It starts with your mindset. Rather than seeing stress as a threat, try to view it as a challenge, a chance to prove your strength and improve your skills. The first step is acknowledging that stress is part of the human experience and it's not something to fear. When you accept stress as a natural part of life, you stop fighting against it and start looking for ways to handle it more effectively. One powerful way to manage stress is through breathwork and mindfulness. These techniques are simple but incredibly effective. By focusing on your breath and staying present in the moment, you can calm your nervous system, lower your heart rate, and shift your focus away from the stressor. In those moments of tension, try to pause for a few seconds, take a deep breath, and focus on the rhythm of your breath. This simple act can create space between the stress and your response, allowing you to choose how to react rather than letting stress control you. Another way to build resilience is by developing emotional detachment. The Stoics taught that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. This means learning to detach emotionally from external events. If something doesn't go as planned, instead of letting anger or frustration take over, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? By viewing stressful situations as opportunities for growth, you not only reduce the emotional toll, but also build mental toughness. But resilience isn't just about mental toughness, it's also about physical health. The mind and body are deeply connected, and physical well-being plays a huge role in how we handle stress. When you take care of your body through exercise, proper nutrition, and quality sleep, you give your mind the resources it needs to stay sharp and resilient. Physical activity, in particular, is one of the best ways to release built-up stress and improve your mood. Whether it's a brisk walk, a run, or yoga, getting your body moving helps release endorphins, which naturally combat stress and anxiety. Building resilience also involves embracing discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If you want to become more resilient, you need to push yourself outside of what feels safe and easy. Whether it's taking on a challenging project at work, having a difficult conversation, or facing your fears head-on, embracing discomfort is one of the most effective ways to build mental and emotional strength. Finally, remember that resilience is about self-compassion. Being resilient doesn't mean being invincible. It means acknowledging your struggles and giving yourself permission to fail, learn, and grow. Sometimes the most resilient people are those who are kind to themselves in moments of stress. They know that setbacks are part of the journey and that each challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. By developing resilience and learning to manage stress effectively, you create a mental foundation that can weather any storm. The next time you face adversity, remember that it's not the stress that defines you, it's how you handle it. With the right mindset and tools, you can turn every challenge into a stepping stone for growth. 6. Fuel your brain with the right nutrition and rest. Have you ever experienced the foggy feeling of being mentally drained, unable to focus or make clear decisions, even after a full night of sleep? Or maybe you've noticed that despite all your hard work, you're just not seeing the mental clarity or cognitive performance you desire. It's frustrating when you feel like you're doing everything right, yet your mind isn't firing on all cylinders. But here's the truth. Your brain, like any other part of your body, needs the right fuel to perform at its best. Without proper nutrition and rest, your cognitive abilities will suffer, and no amount of effort will be enough to compensate for it. The brain is an incredibly complex organ, and it requires a steady supply of nutrients to function optimally. Just like a car needs the right fuel to run smoothly, your brain needs high-quality nutrition to stay sharp, focused, and productive. If you're constantly running on empty, your brain simply won't perform at its peak. This is why fueling your body with the right foods is essential for unlocking the full potential of your mind. Let's start with nutrition. The food you eat directly impacts your brain's ability to function. For example, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon and seeds like chia are crucial for brain health. They help support cognitive function, memory, and overall brain performance. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as berries, dark chocolate, and leafy greens, help protect the brain from oxidative stress, which can contribute to mental decline. If you're not feeding your brain the right nutrients, you're limiting its ability to function at its best. But it's not just about what you eat, it's also about what you avoid. processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats can all have a negative impact on brain function. They can lead to brain fog, mood swings, and decreased cognitive performance. Think of it this way. You wouldn't put cheap, low-quality fuel into a high-performance car, so why would you put low-quality food into your body and expect your brain to run efficiently? Now, let's talk about rest. You could be eating all the right foods and still struggle with focus and mental clarity if you're not getting enough quality sleep. Sleep is the brain's opportunity to repair, restore, and consolidate memories. When you sleep, your brain undergoes a process called synaptic pruning, which helps eliminate unnecessary connections and strengthens important ones, allowing you to think more clearly and efficiently. Without sufficient sleep, this process is hindered, and your brain doesn't function as well. But it's not just about quantity. Quality matters just as much. If you're tossing and turning at night or waking up multiple times, your sleep is not restorative. The average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, but it's important to consider the quality of your sleep as well. A few tips to improve sleep quality include maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding caffeine and screens before bed, and creating a restful environment, dark, quiet, and cool. The Stoics, in their wisdom, understood the importance of balance in all aspects of life, and that includes the balance between effort and rest. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his Meditations about the need to accept the ebb and flow of life, knowing when to work hard and when to step back and recharge. He didn't view rest as a luxury, but as a necessity for maintaining mental clarity and focus. When you don't fuel your brain properly, you set yourself up for mental exhaustion, poor focus, and decreased performance. The key to maximizing your brain's potential lies in consistently providing it with the right fuel, both through nourishing foods and quality sleep. When you treat your brain with the care it deserves, it will repay you with sharper focus, better memory, and greater cognitive performance. Self-discipline in this sense isn't just about pushing yourself to work harder. It's about recognizing that your brain needs the right fuel to function optimally. By prioritizing proper nutrition and sleep, you set yourself up for success in every area of your life. So ask yourself, are you fueling your brain the way it deserves? Are you eating the right foods and giving yourself enough rest to perform at your best? If not, it's time to make some changes. Start small. Replace processed snacks with brain-boosting foods and ensure that you're getting enough rest each night. Your brain will thank you with better focus, clearer thinking, and a more limitless mindset. 7. Harness the power of visualization and affirmations. Have you ever found yourself dreaming about achieving something big, a goal, a vision, a life you deeply desire? Maybe you've pictured it in your mind, imagined what it would feel like, and even visualized the steps it would take to get there. Yet, when it comes to taking action, you feel uncertain or overwhelmed, unsure if you're truly capable of turning that dream into reality. It's one thing to imagine success, but it's another to believe that you can make it happen. This is where visualization and affirmations come into play. These powerful tools are more than just feel-good exercises. They are scientifically backed methods that can rewire your brain, strengthen your mindset, and bring your dreams closer to reality. They allow you to tap into the power of your mind and transform your thoughts into action. Visualization is the practice of mentally rehearsing your desired outcome. It's about vividly imagining yourself succeeding, experiencing the emotions tied to achieving your goal, and seeing every detail as clearly as possible. The act of visualizing success isn't just a mental exercise. It's a way of programming your brain to recognize opportunities and take action. Studies show that athletes, performers, and high achievers regularly use visualization to enhance performance, because the brain doesn't differentiate between real and vividly imagined experiences. When you visualize success, your brain begins to build the mental pathways needed to make it a reality. Think of it like a blueprint. Before you build a house, you need a clear design of what it will look like. Visualization serves as the blueprint for your goals, creating a detailed mental image of the life you want to create. By visualizing your success daily, you begin to shift your subconscious mind, aligning your thoughts with your actions and setting you on the path toward achieving what you desire. But visualization alone isn't enough. You also need to pair it with affirmations, positive, empowering statements that reinforce your beliefs and commitment to your goals. Affirmations help combat the negative self-talk that often creeps in when we're chasing big dreams. They rewire your brain to focus on what's possible, not what's holding you back. When you affirm your potential and repeat empowering statements like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I am worthy of success," you start to change the narrative in your mind. The Stoics understood the importance of mindset. They taught that the way we think about the world shapes how we experience it. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mindset can be enhanced through practices like visualization and affirmations. By choosing to see yourself as capable and deserving, you begin to shift your internal dialogue, empowering yourself to take the steps necessary to achieve your dreams. To get started, create a daily ritual where you take a few moments to visualize your goals in detail. Imagine yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions tied to that success, and see it as if it's happening right now. Pair this with affirmations that align with your vision. These affirmations should be in the present tense, as if you've already achieved what you desire. For example, "I am confident and capable of overcoming any challenge." By integrating both visualization and affirmations into your routine, you prime your brain for success. But there's more to it than just mental rehearsal. Action is the key that transforms these practices into results. Visualization and affirmations set the foundation, but they need to be paired with real-world steps. Every time you visualize your success, you're not just creating a mental image, you're also encouraging yourself to take the actions that will bring that image to life. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward your goals. Remember, a limitless mind isn't just about thinking big, it's about believing you can make it happen. By using the power of visualization and affirmations, you're giving your brain the mental tools to focus, act, and succeed. Your mindset becomes a powerful force that propels you forward, helping you see opportunities where others see obstacles, and giving you the confidence to pursue your goals with purpose and determination. So, start today. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your success and affirming your worth. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel, and the closer you'll get to turning your dreams into reality. 8. Cultivate creativity and innovation. Have you ever felt stuck in a rut, unable to come up with fresh ideas or innovative solutions? Maybe you've been facing a challenge or working on a project, but no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to break through. Creativity, like any other skill, requires attention and nurturing, and when it's neglected, it can feel like it disappears. The good news? Creativity is not a rare gift for a select few. It's a muscle that anyone can develop with the right practices. Creativity is the ability to think outside the box, to see things from a different perspective, and to approach problems in innovative ways. It's what allows you to solve problems, develop new ideas, and break free from conventional thinking. But creativity doesn't just happen on its own. It requires intentional effort to cultivate. The Stoics, in their wisdom, understood the importance of cultivating a clear and open mind to foster creativity. They believed that to achieve the highest potential, one must not only focus on logic and discipline, but also create space for innovation and new thinking. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on how the mind must be open to new ideas and willing to embrace different perspectives. For him, creativity was about finding new ways to align with nature, to solve problems, and to make decisions that were grounded in reason and wisdom. While Stoicism emphasizes rationality and order, it also recognizes that creativity is essential for personal growth and success. Without creativity, we would be stuck in the same old patterns, never able to adapt, evolve, or innovate. So, how do you cultivate creativity? The first step is to make space for it. Creativity doesn't thrive when we're constantly in doing mode, running from task to task, or constantly distracted. It requires quiet time, reflection, and a mental break from the noise. One powerful way to unlock creativity is through mindful exploration, taking time to explore different activities, engage in hobbies, or simply allow your mind to wander freely without a set agenda. For instance, take a walk in nature, sketch, or engage in a creative writing exercise. These activities stimulate the brain in new ways and give it the freedom to form new connections. Another important practice is embracing failure as part of the creative process. Many people avoid creativity because they fear failure or rejection. But failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Every time you fail, you learn something new, and this is essential for the creative process. Many of history's greatest innovators, like Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, and Steve Jobs, failed countless times before achieving their greatest successes. The key is to see failure as a step in the learning process, not as the end. Each failure brings you closer to finding new solutions, and each setback can spark new ideas. In addition to embracing failure, collaboration can also be a powerful tool for boosting creativity. Sometimes, when we're too close to a problem, we get stuck in our own perspective. Collaborating with others who have different backgrounds, expertise, and ideas can open up new avenues of thought. Whether it's through brainstorming sessions, engaging with people from different industries, or simply seeking feedback from trusted individuals, collaboration helps expand your creative thinking. Also, challenge your routine. Creativity often flourishes when you step outside of your comfort zone. Doing something different, whether it's learning a new skill or exposing yourself to new experiences, helps your brain form new connections and develop innovative ideas. Whether it's traveling to a new place, trying a new hobby, or reading books outside your usual interests, these experiences provide fresh input for your mind and encourage new perspectives. The Stoics taught that clarity and creativity go hand in hand. By practicing self-discipline, mindfulness, and rational thinking, you create space for creativity to emerge. When your mind is clear, free of distractions, and open to new ideas, you unlock your creative potential. So, start today. Take time each day to engage in activities that stimulate your creativity. Embrace failure, collaborate with others, and challenge your routines. The more you engage with creativity, the more it will grow. Creativity is not reserved for a select few. It's a tool that anyone can use to break through limitations, solve problems, and innovate. Remember, a limitless mind isn't just about thinking harder. It's about thinking differently. By cultivating creativity and innovation, you open up a world of possibilities and bring your dreams into reality. 9. Build strength and mental flexibility. Have you ever encountered a situation where things didn't go as planned and you felt completely overwhelmed? Maybe your goal seemed unreachable, or a problem felt like it was too big to solve. It's easy to get discouraged in moments like these, to let frustration take over and shut down your ability to think clearly or take effective action. But here's the thing: true strength, mental, emotional, and physical, comes from your ability to adapt and push through challenges with resilience and flexibility. Building strength isn't just about lifting weights or building endurance. It's about developing the ability to handle life's curveballs and adapt when things don't go the way you expect. Mental flexibility is the ability to stay open, to adjust your thinking, and to pivot when faced with challenges. It's the opposite of rigidity. It's the capacity to flow with life's uncertainties and find creative ways to overcome obstacles. The Stoics were masters of mental flexibility. They understood that life is full of unexpected events and that our ability to adapt is what truly determines our success. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This mindset is essential for building strength. When life throws challenges at you, it's not about resisting or fighting the circumstances, but about accepting them and adapting. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," the Stoic response would be, "This is the challenge I must meet with strength and composure." The first step in building strength and mental flexibility is learning to embrace discomfort. Most of us avoid discomfort, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental. We shy away from challenging situations because they feel uncomfortable. But it's in those moments of discomfort that we grow, whether it's a tough conversation, a demanding project at work, or pushing yourself to work out when you're tired. These are the moments that build resilience. The more you practice stepping into discomfort, the stronger you become. You develop the ability to endure, adapt, and stay focused, no matter what life throws at you. One powerful way to cultivate this strength is through physical movement. The body and mind are deeply connected, and when you engage in regular physical activity, you not only strengthen your body, but also your mind. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to reduce stress, increase focus, and build resilience. Whether it's lifting weights, running, doing yoga, or even walking, physical activity boosts your energy, sharpens your mind, and helps you develop a sense of control over your body. But physical strength alone is not enough. Mental flexibility is just as important. To build it, you need to engage in practices that challenge your thinking and help you stay adaptable. This could mean learning something new, facing a fear, or finding a creative solution to a problem. It could also involve cultivating mindfulness and practicing meditation. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts and feelings without getting attached to them. By staying present in the moment, you become more flexible in your thinking, able to adapt to whatever situation arises. Another key to building strength and mental flexibility is learning from setbacks. Every time you face failure or disappointment, there's an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, try to view it as a teacher. What can you learn from this experience? How can you use it to improve next time? This mindset shift allows you to become more resilient and adaptable. The more you learn from setbacks, the more mentally flexible and strong you become. Building strength and mental flexibility is a continuous process. It's about training your mind and body to stay adaptable, to embrace challenges, and to respond to adversity with grace and resilience. The more you practice, the more you strengthen your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. And over time, you'll find that you're not only more resilient, but also more confident in your ability to navigate challenges and achieve your goals. So, take action today. Start by embracing discomfort, whether it's physical or mental. Engage in physical exercise. Challenge your mind with new learning and practice mindfulness to stay flexible. The stronger and more adaptable you become, the more you'll realize that you have the power to overcome any obstacle and build a limitless mind. 10. Commit to lifelong learning and peak performance. Have you ever wondered what separates those who achieve extraordinary things from those who just get by? It's not about talent, luck, or having the perfect circumstances. It's about a commitment to lifelong learning and the pursuit of peak performance. The most successful people in any field, whether in business, athletics, or personal development, have one thing in common. They are always striving to improve, to learn, and to become the best version of themselves. In a world that's constantly changing, the idea of arriving or achieving it all is a myth. True success lies in the continuous pursuit of growth and self-improvement. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. This is why a commitment to lifelong learning is one of the cornerstones of a limitless mind. By dedicating yourself to learning, whether through formal education, reading, seeking mentorship, or simply gaining experience, you open up the door to endless possibilities. The Stoics understood that wisdom and knowledge are not static, they are lifelong pursuits. Seneca, one of the key Stoic philosophers, wrote that, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This reflects the Stoic belief that life is a journey of continuous self-discovery and improvement. The goal is not to know it all, but to keep seeking knowledge, challenging your beliefs, and evolving as a person. For the Stoics, the pursuit of wisdom was the ultimate goal, and this pursuit required constant reflection and learning from every experience. To achieve peak performance, you must take the same approach. Peak performance is not about reaching a singular moment of excellence and stopping. It's about cultivating habits that push you toward your best self, day after day, year after year. It's about consistently improving, even when you've already achieved great things. No matter how skilled or successful you become, there's always room for growth, for improving your habits, and for fine-tuning your mindset. This commitment requires discipline. It requires setting goals that challenge you to push beyond your current limits, and then dedicating yourself to the process of improvement. But it also requires patience. The pursuit of lifelong learning and peak performance is not about rushing to the finish line. It's about enjoying the journey of growth itself. When you commit to learning and self-improvement, you unlock the potential to achieve things you never thought possible. To make this commitment a part of your life, start by setting learning goals. Whether it's reading a book a month, taking an online course, or simply dedicating time to practice a skill, make continuous learning a priority. Don't let the world's distractions take you away from what's important. Carve out time in your schedule to invest in yourself and in your growth. Another important aspect of peak performance is creating habits that support your growth. This might mean waking up early to work on your goals, incorporating regular exercise to keep your body healthy, or practicing mindfulness to keep your mind clear. Every small habit you build that moves you closer to your vision adds up to extraordinary results over time. Remember, your potential is limitless. but only if you're willing to commit to the process of learning, improving, and growing. Lifelong learning isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about putting that knowledge into action and making it part of who you are. As you commit to peak performance, you'll begin to see the difference it makes in every aspect of your life. So, start today. Identify one area where you want to improve and take action. Commit to learning, commit to growing, and commit to being the best version of yourself every single day. Your limitless mind starts with this commitment to lifelong learning and peak performance. We've explored 10 powerful strategies to unlock a limitless mind, grounded in Stoic wisdom and modern science. But remember, knowledge alone isn't enough. To transform your life, you need to take action. The tools we've discussed, training your brain, eliminating limiting beliefs, and mastering emotional intelligence, are only effective if you apply them consistently. Becoming limitless isn't about perfection. It's about continuous growth and taking small steps every day to become your best self. The power lies within you. With consistent effort, you can break through any limitations and achieve more than you ever thought possible. What's your next step? Commit to these principles and watch your transformation unfold. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue this journey together. Stay focused, stay resilient, and keep pushing towards your limitless potential.